Oh my gosh, it's so cold. What do you think?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Hey, Triple Fivers, Andrew here. It is the coldest day of the year in Minnesota, about negative 27 degrees wind chill. And what a perfect time for me to review my warmest parka. This is the North Face McMurdo. It is a down parka, and in this video, I'll go through all the specifications, talk about what I like and what I don't like, and why this extremely warm parka might be something you're interested in. North Face is, of course, a ubiquitous outdoor brand, but in case you don't know, they were founded in 1966 in San Francisco on the North Shore. And since then, they've been making recreational and professional outdoors wear, and of course, their winter wear is very well regarded. Interestingly enough, the McMurdo, this model of jacket, is named after the famous American base in Antarctica. And in particular, the McMurdo base was named after the Scottish explorer Archibald McMurdo. McMurdo parka is really an ideal parka for your last resort parka. This is not a good parka if you're building out a layering system. As I've recommended in my previous Arc'teryx video that I shot at this location, most winter needs are going to need a simple 3-layer system that's going to take care of you. When you get into the sub-zero weather, though, resorting to something that's going to be a little bit more hardcore is appropriate. And even though this is just a recreational piece, it is absolutely serious as far as the way that it handles the cold. This jacket is a 550 down jacket. This is an older McMurdo model, but it has basically the same design and features as the current model. And this is a widely produced jacket, so it's easy to find on the secondary market. Let's just talk through the design of this coat from top to bottom. Starting with the removable hood, you've got full fur trim here. This is, of course, a matter of taste as far as style goes, but it does genuinely help buffer the wind a little bit on these really cold, windy days. You see, I'm glad to be able to cinch up my jacket up close here, and you can see that it's going to be important to keep my face protected if I'm not wearing a mask, and this hood is very helpful in that regard. The jacket works with one main zipper and then a flap over the zipper that snaps shut to ensure that even on these really cold days you can get nice and tight within the jacket to keep you warm. As far as the exterior design of the jacket goes, it has a Dryvent material, which is a polyester material. I think it's a 2-layer water resistant material. It's not as fancy as some of the Gore-Tex materials out there, but you're not really worried so much about moisture as you are about ventilation. And this jacket does vent heat very well. That's mostly thanks to the down baffling on the inside, which we'll take a look at in a second. On the exterior, though, you have 6 pockets, and then you have 1 interior pocket for a total of 7 pockets. These are Velcro pockets here that you can stuff gloves into very easily, and then you also have hand pockets on the side. The lower ones are a little low for my ergonomics, but the top ones here are actually quite useful, and they are up against baffles on the inside, so you do get some of the interior heat of the jacket, although they are not on this version of the McMurdo line here. Now, there are multiple versions of the McMurdo. I'll be honest, I don't know which version this is. I think there's about 5 different versions, and they're all very similar. This one is a 550 down, and it's as you can see, the baffles are extremely high in volume, and that is really the trick of this jacket. This is a relatively affordable parka, and the reason it's affordable is because it isn't using the highest level of down. 550 down is really middle range, but they make up for the loft level of this down by just having a lot of it. The cut of the jacket, as you can see, is obviously relaxed, which is going to enable a lot of layering, although that isn't super necessary with this jacket, of course. You can see that there's even a lot of volume in the sleeves, and so typically what I've found myself wearing with this jacket is just a typical base layer and then whatever normal clothing I would be wearing. In this case, I happen to be wearing just an Oxford shirt and a Filson vest, and it is very comfortable. I don't feel like I have a need for another technical mid-layer with a jacket like this, and that style I think is one of the reasons why the McMurdo is so popular, is because it's a very easy jacket to grab and go with, and even to be stationary with outside if you need something in the sub-zero weather. McMurdo retails for around $400, but it's been on the market for quite a while, and generally it's not a jacket that's worn heavily, so I would actually encourage you to check out the secondary market for this jacket. You can easily find it for around $200 if you're looking on eBay. And for that price, to get a very high volume down parka that has a technical polyester outer layer it's really quite an excellent value. And so that's one of the reasons that I really enjoy this coat from North Face, is the McMurdo is just, relatively speaking, a lot of coat for what you're paying for, especially if you're finding it used. One of the accessories that I like on these, and you would probably expect, are just really nice Velcro cuffs here, so that if you wanted to put a mitten underneath, you could cinch this down for the mitten. This fabric, which is again Dryvent fabric, which is a proprietary fabric from North Face, has a sort of slight herringbone pattern on it, and on the inside of the jacket, as you can see here, a fairly long hem on this, which means that it's easier to sit down and just in general move around. And of course, as you would expect on a cold jacket like this, there is a way to cinch down the bottom of the jacket so you're not getting drafts up your jacket. This jacket isn't a technical jacket. There isn't any kind of powder skirt, and there aren't any pit vents on this. It really isn't the right jacket if you're looking for a more technical piece of down apparel. All told, the North Face McMurdo is a favorite piece of mine for this really deep cold weather. I think that it's a very interesting choice in the market for its affordability and for its features, being a true down jacket and being well under that $500 price point where you see a lot of really high volume parkas coming in. So let me know what you're wearing for your really cold weather. I know that it's cold all over the United States right now. I'd love to hear what your weather's like and what you're wearing to deal with this frigid temperatures. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave me a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing so that you can see more apparel and gear content like this. Thank you so much for tuning in to 555 Gear.